What's up, YouTube? It's your friendly neighborhood gamer, your host, Coach Key, and welcome to Legends and Dice Cafe, where we learn about tabletop RPGs from old school to modern, and just have fun playing games. Back with my weekly video, like I do every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and check it out today. We will be doing part 2 of solo play using Cairn as the rule system and for character creation. So if you missed out on part 1, make sure you go to the channel and check it out. Hopefully part 2 will run a lot smoother, but no promises. Don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications because I drop a lot of other cool videos, and the next rule system that I'll be using to do solo play on one of these weekly videos will be White Box. So make sure you stay tuned. But in the meantime, in between time, let's get back to Cairn. Let's jump into Cairn and have some fun. This is definitely becoming one of my favorite tabletop RPGs. Let's go ahead and get into it. And let's get to playing. All right, let's go. First, I wanted to show you a couple of these new minis that I got. I was pretty excited. I think it's called Whiz Kids, right? And I'm still learning a lot about them. But I thought they were pretty cool, and they were a fantastic price. Perfect for my budget. So I went and got a couple of them, and they were super cool. I was super excited. I glued it to the base. And then, of course, I started learning about there's so many different types of bases and how convenient it is to grab bases. So next time, you live and you learn, you know? My two characters for Cairn are, it's a cleric named Ying, and then it is a butcher. I wasn't sure who to use for the butcher, so we're just going to use this Dragonborn right here, which I think is pretty cool. And I'll use this one for the cleric, which I also think is pretty cool. Let me give you a quick backstory. I typically, when I play solo, I just use other people's random tables, but this time around for Cairn, for the first time doing it this way, I figured I'd create my own tables. And on top of that, I had started creating a world, which I have no idea what I'm doing, but I just had some ideas and I put them down. And I thought possibly running a character through Cairn would help me to flesh out my world. You feel me? So, and so that's what I was doing, just in case you missed part 1. So, the name of my world is called Ashra 2. Everything is still in the very, very beginning stages, so things could possibly change. But at the current moment, I actually like that name a whole lot. I created a city, and for the story, I was just sitting around, and it popped in my head, so I jotted it down, and I liked it. So that is a story we're going to take the character through. I also created my own maps. I'll show those in one sec. So again, the world is Ashra 2, and so the ruler, Queen Cian, she has summoned myself and my brother to a small village to speak with the Queen Cian's top general, Sinye. Once our characters came into town, once we met with Sinye, he filled us in on a little bit of information, and the only information he had was that it was a red wizard who stole a very powerful item from the queen called the Eye of Ashra, a wand that can supposedly bring back the dead. And who or what they're bringing back, we don't quite know yet. And they tracked the red wizard down to a temple southwest of the town that I'm going to show you in a few seconds. So here was our first town map. And then, and here is our new map where I learned a couple things. I've been watching some videos, and then I got a book. I have a book. I borrowed it from the library, but I also purchased it as well. So I'm waiting for it to come in. But when I borrowed it from the library, I took a look at it. I realized it would be a fantastic book for me to have. So I got it. It's a really cool book, too. And fantastic for beginners. I love it. So, and the name, actually, last video, I didn't have the name of the town. And today I do. It's Sin 2 is the name of the town. And then that was my first map. And then my second map. And this is one that we're going to use. So, again, we're going to go. The goal is to head down to the temple to see what's up. And so my player, or the characters, both of my characters, they do not have this knowledge of this map yet. So I'm just showing you guys, so don't tell anybody. So, and I was trying something out, hatching. I thought it came out pretty cool, you know, especially this is my second time around. And bada bing, bada boom. So let's get into it. Oh, yeah, real quick. And before that, I'm going to keep this handy dandy, Maze Rats by Ben Milton. I think it's fantastic, and I'm just going to keep it on the side because it has some really, really great random tables. Not only is it a light rule system, but it is really fantastic and perfect for solo play as well, because the amount of tables and with the access to the tables can create NPCs, monsters, adventures, dungeon adventures. So we'll get into this at a different time, but I'm going to keep this handy dandy because it has some traps that I may or may not want to add into the game. So, and again, I'm learning along the way and stuff. So, you know, I'm absolutely open to ideas, and I'm building the story as we're going along as well. So learning and just creating, you feel me? So, and then also the Dungeon Master Guide. This has been really fantastic and handy dandy and assisting me on creating my world, creating adventures. And one of the things I was also noticing about playing solo could really help you become an even better game master, dungeon master, warden, and so on. So, and on top of that, we're gonna actually keep it out because of the tables inside of it. It's got some really great, fantastic tables. So, and I've got some cool dice, my cool new Dragonbane dice, with some extra dice too, because sometimes, you know, the dice, you know, they kind of fail me. So I just got a couple of different options, you know what I'm saying, to pick from. Fingers crossed, right? So, and I took some notes from the comments that people left, and I appreciate everybody for the assistance along the way. As I was creating the places, I actually was just randomly creating houses and creating structures on here, and the road as well. I'm building my world on camera. I haven't put names to the buildings. I do know up here is the inn, and right here is the tavern. And I have the other places numbered, but I don't have exactly what they're going to be. Besides the temple, of course, you know. This is where we're going to go and visit. You know what? I add one more place right here in the bushes too, in number 12, because that's going to be an area where we can roll at and see if what we encounter. So we're going to create these as we go along as well. I was also thinking turning this into like a one-shot would be pretty cool. I'm currently running 5th edition campaign, and when I'm done, I think I would like to run a one-shot of starting with Cairn. So we're going to rewind the adventure a little bit. And eventually they were coming into town and hadn't quite ran into any of the people. And I thought it'd be great to tie that into the story as well. So we'll get to that later down the line, why it could possibly, or the town, be so empty, you know? So I took that and thought it was a good idea to add on. So we're going to keep that story going. So after the couple encounters that the characters had, they rested at the inn. And now they're going to check out town, see if they can gather a little bit more information. And I don't know, maybe some extra items before they actually head all the way down here to this temple to see about the Red Wizard. So, again, we're going to just build each place as we go along. That's probably not how you would typically create. You would probably, the places that you want on the map, and then go from there. This would definitely probably be a little farm area. So, you know, let's write that down. All right, so number 6, it's going to definitely be the farm. So we've got the inn right here. We've got the tavern. So my characters, they wake up, and we're going to go ahead and start our day off with a drink at the tavern. And maybe possibly run into some characters that may be able to assist us along the way. And actually, I added in, I don't know why, but when I role play, I like to throw in some gambling. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy being able to roll the dice. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. I heard of somewhere where you can get a drink, a quick bite to eat, and get a quick game on. So we're gonna actually go. I also have some random tables. So for the pyramid encounters, boss, treasure chests, the town encounters, town monsters, and I did read a comment where it was someone did let me know that in these type of games, everything isn't meant to kill you. So I created I'll use the hostile, wary, curious when it comes to not just for NPCs, but for monsters as well. So we're going to get our gamble on and get a little drink on and stuff before we head out and scout the rest of the town and see what's going on, why we haven't ran into many people. And we're going to also create NPCs along the way too. So just on the fly, because why not, right? Cairn has something really brief as well as far as creating NPCs. We're just going to randomly just think of names, randomly think of characters for the NPCs and possibly monsters. We're going to use some of these cool Dragonbane standees. So we're going to use this one right here for the server at the tavern. So we're going to use this character right here. He'll be serving us at the tavern. And before we actually start gambling, we're going to go ahead and talk to this tavern individual. I'm going to say off the bat, we know that he's a friendly individual. Probably has a lot of information because everybody comes into town and always hits the tavern for a good time. The people in the town hit the tavern for a good time, as well as travelers. So, and probably has some information about things. So he asks us what we're drinking. We let him know a little bit of ale. Before we start questioning him, we're going to just take a few drinks and then scope out the scenery. And, well, looky there. I see somebody over there gambling. So we're going to name this character right here Lynn, the tavern owner and the server as well. And we're going to name the person over here gambling who is suggesting we come on down to this table and make a few wagers and make a few bets, make a little bit of money. So she tells me go ahead and step right on up, come on and make some big money. And you already know I woke up with money on my mind. So we're going to have Ying, which is the cleric, ironically, who is going to be the gambler. They're going to come over here and they're going to teach him the game and how to do it and how to play 20. So both my character, Ying, and Hinsey are going to both roll a d20. And whoever rolls the highest is the winner. So let's see how much we're going to bid. First, let's see how much gold we have before we start. I played Fabled Lands, and I tell you, I lost just about all my money, gambling in this one section. So, but we're not going to... We're not going to go that far on this one. We're not going to spend all our time gambling. So, let's see. I've got 13 gold pieces. So, I'm going to... And for everyone that I bet, she's going to bet the same amount. So, I'm going to wager... I'm going to do 2. And I'm actually going to use this D20. Because I like this color better. Let's see. Who goes first? 1 to 2, 3 to 4. Let's see. What is that? That is a 3. So, she is up first. As she's rolling, I'm trying to psych her out by babbling and running my mouth. Let's see, she got an 8. And 16, big baby. So, let's see, we said 2 gold pieces. I had another one on here where I would play 21 black jack. But again, we're not going to spend too much time up here at this tavern. Plus, we want to ask some questions around to see what the heck is going on around town. So, but just one more time, because why not, right? So, let's see. Let's see. Again, 1 to 2, 2 to 4. Who's going to go first? Hinsey again. Alrighty. Get my dice back. And, let's see. Let's bet. Boom, boom, ba-boom, boom. Let's do... I'm feeling kind of lucky, but not too lucky. So, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and bet... I don't know. All right. I'm going to bet 2 gold pieces again. All right, she's up first. Ooh, that is a 14. Eek. And 15. Woo! Sucker! Oh, yeah. How early is it in the morning? I barely even getting my feet wet. What? So I'm going to stop right there. It was nice chit-chatting with you. I'm going to finish having my drink. We didn't roll to see whether she was a good or bad person. So hopefully she didn't pickpocket me, though. And that was another thing I was going to add on to my table. So I'll add that for part 3 of Cairn. Adding a pickpocketer onto my tables. So we're done with the gambling over there. Let's see. Let's test some of these tables out. So, let's see. I'm scoping the scenery to see if there are any other people around in the tavern having a drink. So, we'll do yes and no. So, are there any other characters in the facilities with us? Is it 8? No. All right. Interesting. All right. Well, is the tavern server, do they know any information as far as why there aren't many townspeople around? This is a 1. Yes, they do know information. Let's see. Are they willing to offer that information up without any... Are they trusting us enough to provide us with that information about the town? So he does know information, and I did already say that he was helpful. So we're going to ask the tavern owner, let him know that we've traveled around the town, and we have yet to really come upon many people. And let's see. And ask him, does he have any information on what could possibly be going on in the town? And let's roll. I have helpful information right here. I'm going to do a D6. See, so he has some helpful information for us. So we rolled a number 3. So before the temple was shut down, a cult called New Cult worshiped there, and they worship a god called Anu Jin. So actually we'll use that on an opportunity to elaborate a little bit on the story. So let's see. So he talks about the temple and how it was shut down, and he tells us about a spell that was said to bring back the dead. But he heard, and it was a old tale that said, and in order for the spell to work, it is said that it needed souls. And he's going to tell us that when the townspeople found out what the Red Wizard was doing at the temple, they got together and they captured him and banned him from town. So he never got a chance to finish the spell. But he always said that he would be back, but the townspeople didn't believe him. And he also lets us know that every time the townspeople end up near this temple, he doesn't let me know whether or not he believes the whole fairy tale or the fact that the Red Wizard can even has that type of power, or it's not really, he doesn't even really believe in magic per se. But he knows that something horrible is going down at this temple, because every time the townspeople head this way, they end up going missing. We're just making this up as we go along. And he says that it has an eerie feeling anytime that he's around it. So he stays far away from it, and he tells us to just be careful and try not to go out at dark time. I didn't add that into my table, so I'll make sure that I add that into the tables as well. See, that gives me a chance to see what I'm missing as well while we're building. So yeah, definitely be careful around town. There are animals, there are monsters. Since he's been getting that eerie feeling at this temple right here, crazy things have been happening. Monsters that he's never seen have been coming around, stealing. And he's going to be one that's going to go ahead and provide us, well, the general let us know that the server would or the owner would provide us with a map of the town, so then we can make our way around. And when it was time, make our way down to the temple to see exactly what's going on. So let's go ahead and let's roll to see what building we're going to end up at next. So of course, right now we're not going to go here first, but we are still going to roll 2 D6s. So let's see, number 9. Here's 9 right down here. So we'll tell him we'll be back. We're just going to scout the town around and see what's going on. Now let's make up a reason why he ends up sending us to number 9. So he lets us know to come down here to this house and talk to, let's roll an NPC's name up. He's going to send us down to visit Sybil for more information on the best places, for more information on the Red Wizard. We're going to say because Sybil used to work for the temple. Yeah, for the cult leader, but she didn't know that he was a bad person. And then, of course, when she found out, she banded with the townspeople. So she's got more information about the Red Wizard. So we're going to come on down to number 9 and visit Sybil, or we'll add that on as a side mission. Boom. So she used to be a part of the Red Wizards cult. But of course, she didn't know it was that type of cult back then. So let's figure it. Let's grab. We're gonna make her we're gonna actually make her a dwarf. Ooh, yeah. She believed that he was doing good. See, these Dragonbane standees, I'm telling you, come in handy, okay? And they're so cool, too, you know? So we're going to put her down here. Let's see, Sybil and, So we're going to make our way down, but just for the heck of it, since we do have a mission to do. We're going to go down there and talk to Sybil about some information. I'm going to, as we're walking, we're going to check out number 3. So we're just going to check out the houses around as well. And let's go into this one. So we'll tell them what we bid you to do, and we'll be back for some more drinks. We're going to go ahead and do some scouting. Boom. So number 3. And let's roll up and see what type of encounter we're going to come into at number 3. All right, town encounters, number 6, or D6, sorry. Let's see, number 1. So we come into contact with an NPC. Let's check for the morale. So, D. So for a sec, I was confused because I'm like, wait a minute, there's no D5. I put all the numbers on the right and it was right there. That's crazy. Okay, so we're going to roll up at D12 or 2D6s. So let's do that. Let's see. So we got a 6. So we run into a curious NPC. And let's create a name. All right, let's use Maze Rats to actually roll a name up for the NPC that we encounter at number 3. Let's just randomly pick a name. No, actually, I like Jules. Let's go with Jules. So we run into a curious NPC named Jules. Let's see. Let's find a standee for her, too. Let's see. Oh, this way right here. Yeah. She looks mysterious, too. Or this character looks mysterious. So we come and we knock on the door. Let's put ourselves outside of the door so she doesn't think that we're trying to attack her. So we're knocking on the door and we're just trying to check out some information around the land. So we run into Jules. And Jules is quite curious about us. She has a lot of questions about who sent us and what we're here to do. And if we're here to help with the problem that's been occurring around town and this horrible, horrible energy that is coming off from the temple that they have closed down. So as we get to Jules, she welcomes us inside. And because she's so curious about us, so just sit down and ask a few questions. And on that note, I'm going to actually head to bed. So, we're going to pick this story back up again in Cairn Part 3. I didn't want to throw too much on to you, but so far we've got a pretty cool story, and I'm going to take a little bit of time off camera to add on to that story, so when we come back with Part 3. Alrighty, so we've got, and then we've already got some NPCs added into it. This would be cool. I'm gonna actually add this and turn this into like a one-shot to do with some strangers that I randomly find when I'm ready. So, because I already got the map, I've got the dungeon, and we are already fleshing out a pretty cool story. So, and I've got some things to add on to the table as well. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. And until next time, I bid you guys adieu. Thank you for tuning in to Cairn Solo Adventures with Coach Kitty. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you stay tuned for Cairn Part 3, as well as other solo playthroughs to come. Be sure to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on any of the cool content that I drop weekly, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you definitely don't want to miss out on White Box solo playthrough and Dragonbane, which is becoming another one of my favorites. So stay tuned for me playing these games solo, as well as a lot of other great content coming soon. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you guys again next week, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.